Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Emperor's Voice podcast. I am your host, Emperor K, and we will be covering the news from 19th of October 2015 to the 23rd of October 2015. And this week's headlines is there will be a Half-Life 3 officially announced through a mishap that has happened through the Steam controllers and the Mac PCs. So I will be giving more details on what this could mean for the Mac users as well as the Half-Life game. And also this week, the first signs of a PlayStation 4 price cut. It's gone down £50 from $349 to $299. And also there is a final episode of Game of Thrones announced. The popular TV series has had its game series, and the sixth title is coming out, where the first title will be free to play for anyone who's a big fan of the game. And main story this week, it is there will be a Half-Life 3, ladies and gentlemen. Hooray! Valve is back in the news this week and officially announced the game amidst problems with Steam controllers not working on Macs. This has been a bit of a bumpy ride for the Steam controllers, I gotta admit. It's one of those problems that sometimes occurs, but it's rare to find, but you gotta understand that we are human and these things do happen, so don't expect everything to be perfect on the first day of release. Yeah. So a gift voucher has been given to all the Mac users that have had this problem recently. It's their way of saying, we apologize for what has happened, and we don't want you to go anywhere else. We'd like you to stay here with us and on the Steam service, so we'll give you a free game. Any free game will do you, even Half-Life 3. And amidst this apology, the Half-Life 3 game has been announced, amongst other things, and I'm definitely looking forward to what Half-Life 3 is going to look like. There haven't been a lot of details on Half-Life 3, I've got to admit. I'm really curious as to what is going to go on with this game. We have, if you remember listening to last week's episode 2, I did explain that there was an AI script within Dota 2 that was accidentally slipped out. Maybe it was a developer issue, I have no idea, but, it did point to signs of what's to come with the game series. We are definitely going to get new life in Half-Life with the third title. Well, we've already got Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 out, and Valve have had a great record of releasing such great games like Left 4 Dead, the Orange Box collection, which includes Portal. That's a really good first-person puzzle game, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta believe me when I say this. And there's also a really great game called Team Fortress 2. If you've got the Xbox version, it's really worth going back to the game. It's really fun. I've been playing it on PC, and I'm actually looking forward to playing it again sometime next week. I really miss the PC, I gotta admit. But yeah, all Steam users that are using Macs that has had the Steam controller issue have been given the apology gift from Valve. That's definitely saying something, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying, look, we don't want our customers, us, the gamers, I'll say the customers are our number one priority. We don't want them to be upset all the time. We want them to have a great user experience at all times, especially with our new product, the Steam controller. So we as a company have decided to say, hey, as an apology, please accept a free game on us. Any free game that you want, from past, present, or future releases, and that has included the Half-Life 3. So if I were you, if I was one of the people that's been affected by the Steam controller issue, I'd definitely keep hold of that game voucher and use it for Half-Life 3 when it's officially released. And we have no idea when that could be, ladies and gentlemen. It could be maybe late next year, early 2017. We don't know. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that, because it's definitely something that is really, really good news for everybody. If you're a big Half-Life fan, and hearing this news, I'm definitely thinking about going back to Half-Life 2, or if I can, see if I can get Half-Life on Steam. I have no idea if you can get that on Steam. But before I actually search and try and earn money that could have been saved, please do let me know on Facebook if there is Half-Life on the PC, because I really, really would like to play the original game before moving on to the second one. If I can't, I'll just I'll just go on to episode 2, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long while since we've heard the possibilities of Half-Life 3, and now we have got news. This has been from Eurogamer, and we are definitely going to get Half-Life 3. Like, if you really want Half-Life. And now, let's go on to the other topics of this week. And for all of you who's looking to get a PlayStation 4 for Christmas, well, don't fret. There is an official price cut announced by Sony. The price has gone down from £349 to £299. That is a £50 price cut if you are one of those consumers that are always looking for a saving. And yeah, it's really good news if you, if you're looking to buy a PlayStation, probably for Christmas, depending on what games you want to get. And it's definitely a little too late for me, because I've already got a 500GB PlayStation 4 when it was officially released a long time ago. I think it was back in 2013. Yeah, definitely 2013. And me and my brother, we've been playing the PlayStation 4 for quite a long time now, and we gotta say, we both enjoy it. We bought the Fallout. No, not the Fallout. Sorry, the Killzone. That was it. Killzone. The Killzone Shadowfall bundle, and we haven't played Killzone in a long while, but we have enjoyed the experience with the PlayStation 4. And as a man who wants to develop games for a living, myself, I see a lot of great potential with the PlayStation 4, especially with the feature of the touchpad. It's really, really innovative. The controller is completely different from when it was officially given when back in the days of the PlayStation X, PlayStation 1, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's when it started out back in 1995, it was just a plain single handheld controller that had the cross, circle, triangle, and square buttons. But now it's evolved. It's got the analog controllers. It's got also got a rumble feature, 6-axis motion controller that was introduced into the PlayStation 3, and ever since the PlayStation 4's launch back in 2013, it's really, really been positive for the console, and it's dominated the home gaming console ever since its launch, and it's definitely looking to stay on track. The £50 price cut is definitely a sign of good things to come if you're a saver. Unfortunately, I wish there was some info on the some of the bundle consoles, like the Killzone that I got, or maybe a console bundle like Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. If you're a big Metal Gear fan, unfortunately, there's no info on the bundles, so you're definitely gonna have to if you're looking to get a PS4, you're gonna have to get the 500GB. It's a really great console, ladies and gentlemen, believe me. It's got one of those it's 500 gigs. It's got a lot of memory for a lot of games. If you like having digital games you like to download, you play a lot of games. And if you're just a casual gamer, I know there are a lot of you out there that don't really like to play a lot of games. This is definitely a console for you. £300, definitely worth it, especially in time for Christmas. And it's about 8 weeks away, 2 months, ladies and gentlemen. So if you do want to get a PlayStation 4, it is now cut to £300. Do you think the price cut is good, or do you think it's a sign that Sony may have other plans? Do leave a comment on Facebook, because I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, and this price cut is good, and I was very late when it was announced, so never mind. Now, for all of you of the George R.R. Martin series, the Game of Thrones, I've got some good news. If you've got the games, there is a 6th and final Game of Thrones episode that has been announced. It is deemed the Ice Dragon, and unfortunately it is the last title that will be developed by Telltale series. And it's going to be released simultaneously at the same time, so it's not just about one country getting it before the others. Everyone around the world is going to get it at the exact same time. And simultaneous releases have proven to be successful, especially with the release of Pokemon X and Y. I bought the Y game a long time ago, and I enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. And I think the simultaneous launch is a good way for the gamers to not miss out, and to make sure that they get the experience where at the same time as other die-hard fans of a game series. And Telltale, they've got a reputation of some great games. They've done the Sam & Max series, they've done the Back to the Future, they're working on the Minecraft stories, and I think they're coming to a close with the Tales of the Borderland. I don't know if they do it or not, but they definitely they've definitely created a lot of good games, great games even. If I remember correctly, Telltale also did the Lego Batman series, and well, I enjoyed that a lot, and I really wish Telltale did more of series like this, like the Sam & Max or the Game of Thrones, because that's one of their strong points in my mind. They develop a lot of great, the genre is called point and click, and I hope they do other games like it. If you've got a series, or TV series, or game series that you like to have a point-and-click adventure experience, do leave a comment on Facebook. But yeah, it's a shame that the Game of Thrones series is going to end on the 6th episode. So, I haven't played the Game of Thrones series myself, but it does say that it's going to be the first episode of the series is going to be free to play. Well, I haven't played it, but when I do get the time, I will give it a play, ladies and gentlemen, to think about whether or not it's something for me, or whether or not I should watch the TV series. It's one of those topics that I'm one of those try before you buy kind of people. Well, it's something that rarely pops up with me. If I see something, I gotta find out about it. If it's a role-playing game, I'm jumping straight into it. It's really hard for me to decide whether or not I want to do get a game series at one time, and it's really, really concerning if I should put a lot of energy into it. I've already got the Sam & Max series for the PlayStation 3, as well as the Back to the Future games. Back to the Future already had its 30th anniversary back in October 21st, 2015, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm definitely going to have to look into that special YouTube clip. I think these point-and-click adventure games that have had a really positive effect, and one of the earliest games that I've heard of, that I liked when it was point and click, that I can remember. Oh, it's definitely gotta be the Sam & Max game, because that is funny as hell. Yeah, and when Back to the Future was shown as a point-and-click adventure, I definitely wanted to try it out for myself, see what it was like. I've already completed the first episode. I haven't got all the trophies for it, but I definitely want to try and get all those trophies before I remove it from the PlayStation myself. But I'm sure that my little brother will definitely want to play the Back to the Future series for PS3 when he's got the chance, because he really enjoyed the Back to the Future, and he was really stoked when he heard that there was a Pepsi drink being made after the film was released 30 years ago. And, I must say, this has got to be one of the biggest trends that's ever took the world. But yeah, also big was Game of Thrones. It is widely popular around the world, and it's also taken an effect everywhere, including a company called the WWE. There was one actor who wants to be in NXT, but he also wants to do the filming for the series. So he's juggling back and forth to make sure that he's got the demands of both shows handled to make sure that nothing happens. And I'm pretty sure that he's definitely going to have a good time doing what he does. So I'm gonna keep my eye out on NXT to make sure that he's having a good time, and also to make sure that this really doesn't sound like career suicide to him, but still, the final series of this Game of Thrones for all good game consoles, its final release date is soon, but the final title is the In the Ice Dragon, and if you're a big fan of it, definitely look forward to it. And if you're And if you've missed any of the other Game of Thrones titles, the first one is free to download and play, ladies and gentlemen. So if you really want to play the game, get the first title. And to other news, ladies and gentlemen, there is an official release date for Warhammer, Total Warhammer. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Warhammer series. I've got some Warhammer 40,000 and the original Warhammer. Yeah, but the Warhammer 40k. Well, the original Warhammer series has gotten the Total War treatment. If you've played the Total War Shogun or Total War Rome, then you'll know about how the gameplay affects. But if you're a fan of the original tabletop series Warhammer, well, sort of like I am, then you will know that combining the two, I think it's actually quite an interesting development, because there are a lot of Warhammer 40,000 games, but we haven't seen a lot of original Warhammer games come out. Yeah, it's gotta be one of the biggest steps for the series to make the jump from tabletop to PC. An official release date for the game is April 28, 2016. There will be a collector's edition for it, and there is a DLC. If you've pre-ordered the game before release, you will get the Chaos Warriors race pack that will allow you to play the Chaos Legion, the demons and corrupted warriors that are trying to bring down the Emperor. If you know what I'm talking about. I haven't seen a lot of gameplay for Total Warhammer, but I'm trying to make sure that, I've got enough money so that I can get it. And what I'm seeing right now is the collector's edition, called the High King edition for Total War Warhammer, and it's got a lot of pretty cool stuff. I've already talked about the collector's edition in the episode 2's Emperor's topic, and I like some of the looks of it. There's a whetstone pendant, a tome pack with a book, a dwarven drinking horn, and a stand to go with it. I'm definitely not drinking out of that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm drinking it in pristine condition. There's a campaign map for the game, the official game, a metal case if you like fancy detail stuff, and a mini strategy guide if you're new to the Total Warhammer series. It's also got details about the Total War Warhammer Chaos Rising DLC. You get to play the Chaos Warriors race. You get access to new playable legendary lords, new mounts for all your leaders, and also control of monstrous creatures, and new quests and whatnot. It's definitely I like the look of the collector's edition. It's really fantasy-like. The tome itself, it looks like a dwarven wolf made a awful faceplant right on the gold as it was cooling down, and I bet that would have hurt. But I've played a couple of games of Warhammer and Warhammer 40k, and I'm actually liking. I'm looking forward to to the time when Total Warhammer comes out for the PC. I played the original Dawn of War, Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War games. I've got, I think it was the first 3 titles before Dawn of War 2 was launched. Yeah, and I've also got Chaos Rising. I gotta admit, those are some pretty good games, but I still think the first Dawn of War was awesome. And as far as Warhammer, the original Warhammer, I've also had I also tried out Warhammer Reign of Chaos, and it's hard to find a copy of Reign of Chaos on the internet nowadays. I really would like to play that game again, because that was awesome. You definitely had the old school gameplay features of the tabletop game, and controlled I think it was Skavens and Chaos High Elves and the Empire. Yeah, I think those were some of the races. I really would like to get back into the Warhammer series, but only on the PC, because I can't. Well, I've got some of the plastic miniatures for the tabletop game, but I gotta admit, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot paint. I just do not have the skills to paint, or the time now these days. So I'm really looking forward to the official release date, the official launch of Total Warhammer. It is on the 28th of April 2016, so if you pre-order your copy, that you will get a limited edition Total Warhammer Chaos Legion pack. So it will be the first DLC of I bet many other DLCs. I hope they get the Bretonians or Dark Elves for the game, because I really would like to try out some of the other races. Only the PC version. So definitely keep an eye out. Pre-order your copy on Amazon and make sure that you are ready for war. On to other news now. Kojima on holiday? I don't think so. I think Hideo Kojima, the famous developer behind the Metal Gear Solid series, has officially left Konami. He left earlier in October this year, and it was we all thought that Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain is going to be his last title, and this is rather confusing because the Konami, the company, said that there was a leaving party for Hideo, but he has denied all the claims, saying that there has not been a farewell party for Hideo. He just left like that. He said that the 5th Metal Gear Solid game was his last, and he's out of here. Don't know what's gonna happen now. Can Konami actually survive without Hideo Kojima? I think Konami is walking on thin ice now, ever since the departure of Hideo Kojima. It's got to a point where the company now has to make such important decisions about where it's going to go with not only their games, but also with the company. They've already got some great games like Pro Evolution Soccer out, also the Castlevania series. That's been a good game, but depending on what they're going to do next, it's a huge question mark over everyone's heads, especially mine, because Konami, they've had a bit of a dodgy reputation come out as of late, and I don't know what Konami's going to do without Hideo. The relationship between the company and the developer, it has been rather shaky as of late, and especially when Hideo has announced that he is officially leaving Konami. We don't know exactly what Hideo's plans are for the future, because he's getting to a point where he's a huge brand name in game development that he could do. He could go on to other projects. Metal Gear Solid, it's really popular, and I know there are other series like Zone of the Enders out there that they've done some things. They've done some good things in that game series, but it's got to be something that's groundbreaking. Really make sure that Konami has not lost their touch ever since Hideo has left the company. But I don't know if Hideo has actually left, because this is a confusing story. It's a he said story. One side says that Hideo has left, another side says that he's just taking some time off. Whether he is or taking time off or not, it's gotta be told by Hideo himself, not by the company. The company doesn't represent Hideo. Hideo represents himself. Well, if it's one of those situations where you've actually got to believe the words of the man himself, Hideo Kojima could have closed up shop in Konami and moved on, doing whatever he wants to do now. Whether that's moving to another project, maybe another Zone of the Enders game, maybe the third title. I honestly have no idea what Hideo's planning right now. It's one of those kept in the dark moments that you want to know what's going on in the mind of someone, but you can't get the answers that you're looking for. I honestly think that Hideo has left Konami for good, and he's sticking to his words, whether or not he's actually retired or not, or maybe he's gone on to do another project. Do leave your comments on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, because I have no idea of what to make of this whole Hideo Konami situation, because it is completely puzzling. It's got to the point where Hideo must make a vital decision on what he wants to do with his career and his life, whether he wants to develop another game, another Metal Gear Solid 6 maybe, or just move on to another project that he's had close to him for a while now, and he doesn't want Konami to have a piece of the cake, because it's definitely something that we've got to understand and be supportive of Hideo Kojima if you're a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of Hideo ever since Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PlayStation 1, and I don't know whether or not Hideo is actually going to retire, because as Konami, it could lose one of the most vital pillars of its company when Hideo leaves the company. I just think that Konami could struggle. Do you agree? Share it. Well, leave a comment on Facebook, and I'll think about it for a while, because I have no idea what Konami's gonna do. And now let's go on to some fun news, ladies and gentlemen. It's not related to any video games that are coming out, but it is related to games in general. The Pokemon Company and the Build-A-Bear Workshop have announced that there is going to be a team-up to bring all of us, the lovely Pikachu fans that are out there, a Build-A-Pikachu service to the Build-A-Bear Workshops here in the UK. It will be starting early in 2016 with various attachments for any Pikachu that you want. Yeah, so it's really fun that you get to actually build your own toy Pikachu. If you've got someone here, well, that you know of, that's a huge Pokemon fan that really likes Pikachu a lot, you can now build your own Pikachu. It's really fun. Well, I gotta admit, ladies and gentlemen, that this is not the first time that the Pokemon Company have teamed up with a company like Build-A-Bear Workshop to actually bring something like this to full effect. There is another company that has done something with the Pokemon Company that's completely different. A company called Kawada, they're a building blocks company. They are responsible for something called nanoblocks. They had a partnership with the Pokemon Company to bring us some, pixelated Pokemon. I've got some on the video that I'd like, pictures actually, to show you on the video to show you what I mean. What you're going to see first is a nanoblock Pikachu that I actually ordered off Amazon, and I gotta say, I was really impressed with the product itself. I actually built my own nanoblock Pikachu. It's a really fun building blocks, something that you can actually keep in your office, and you can actually have it like a little friend to have. Definitely fun. The next picture that you're gonna see is a Charmander. Yeah, he's a lively little one, isn't he? You can see that the tail has clear plastic blocks. If you don't know what nanoblocks are, let me explain. Nanoblocks are, they originally come from Japan, where you get to build famous monuments from around the world, like the Westminster Abbey, or the Tower Bridge in London, or to the Sydney Opera House in Australia, or the Taj Mahal. It's really fun, and I've got a few nanoblocks myself, and really soothing to me to actually build something, especially from nanoblocks, because you actually get to see a lot of detail with such tiny plastic bricks. The smallest piece of plastic brick that's out there for a nanoblock is 4 millimeters by 4 millimeters by 5 millimeters. Can you actually imagine something like that? They are so small, but they are easy to lose. So if you're actually looking to buy a nanoblock, let me just give you this piece of advice. Make sure that all the plastic blocks are kept in the bag before you actually use them, because that's something that I've been doing for a while now, and it's a lot of fun for me. It was really different from Lego. I got my first nanoblock back in 2011, and it was actually of Tokyo Tower. My brother got it for me when he was over in Japan, and back in 2012, and I've actually enjoyed it. It's really fun to have not only in the office space, but also in your living room. So if the only place that I know of that actually sells nanoblocks is the bookstore Waterstone, and they don't have any of the Pokemon stuff. They've actually got some cool little pouch that's like a pink flamingo, meerkats, musical instruments, and they've also got some larger sets like the Tower Bridge of London, the Sydney Opera House, and the Taj Mahal. They even got the pyramids of Egypt, and you can also buy a set that allows you to build a motorcycle, and the nether blocks, they're actually kind of fun. So if you are curious about what the nether blocks are, go over to Waterstones, your local Waterstones, and ask about what nether blocks are, and if you recommended the product, tell them that a guy named Emperor K has told you about it. Yeah, but the Build-A-Bear and the Pikachu, that's actually kind of fun. I'm actually thinking about getting thinking about this, doing something for a friend of mine, for her to actually go and build her own Pikachu. Go to the store, maybe get a voucher if I can. I'll have to get some details about that some other time. But yeah, it's actually something really cool, and I'm looking forward to what kind of how many people are going to be in the Build-A-Bear workshop in the coming in next year, because it looks like it's going to be really, really good. Because normally you can only get special Pikachus from Japan. You'd have to order them online. You have to try and find a really good supplier of the toy Pikachus, and try and make sure that it's good quality. It's not from China, because China can produce some dodgy fakes. So do be careful about what you search online. So make sure that you check your sources where you're buying them from, because it could make a difference on whether or not you get an authentic toy or not. But yeah, the Build-A-Bear Pikachu, let's call it the Build-A-Pikachu service, will be launched early next year, and I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun to actually build your very own Pikachu. I'm stoked. Now, let's go on to the Emperor's topic, and this week we are talking about female gamers. Are there enough of them out there in the world, or do we still think that there should be room for a whole lot more? Maybe 1 million more? I honestly don't know, but I think that women gamers, they're not getting the attention that they deserve. Let's look back in 2015 for a minute here, because 2015, it has been a revolution for women out there right now, especially in professional sports like football, especially with the FIFA World Cup, the FIFA Women's World Cup in Canada. The women of the sports have left a huge mark on everyone. It's definitely getting a lot of publicity, positive publicity, I must say. And I think women, they can do anything that they set their minds to. Maybe maybe a little better than men. I'm just being honest here. This is my own opinion. Women gamers, they've got, maybe they're not getting the attention that they deserve right now in the games industry, and especially with esports. I think there should be a female-only team in sports, esports. Maybe in League of Legends, maybe we should have a trial run with that to see how it goes. Because women gamers, they can just be as good as male gamers, whether it's casual or professional. I really honestly don't know. I think women gamers would make excellent celebrities in my mind. We've already got female cosplayers out there. They dress up like video game characters, Japanese anime characters, or superheroes. I think women can do anything that men can do, whether it's playing a game of Call of Duty, or maybe just playing a full 90 minutes of football. You've got to give the women a chance. It's gotta be something that they can do that maybe men can't do. It's gotta be something positive. Women have been professional sports athletes around the world. They are making a huge mark, and we've definitely got to make sure that their example is passed on to the next generation, because we've seen some amazing things throughout our lives, I've got to admit, and I think it's about time that we've shared a lot of positive experience. If girls are interested in, say, racing, let them have their shot at racing, whether it's motorcycles or Formula 1 cars, or if they're really good at music, give them a go at music. And the same goes with gaming. If they're really good at a game, maybe League of Legends, or just something fun like Candy Crush, or maybe the old Sonic the Hedgehog games, give them a go, because you never know, they might surprise you in many different ways. So do you agree that women gamers are not getting the attention, professional women gamers, any kind of gamers, female gamers, then are they getting the attention, or are they just in the shadows of men, and it's about time that they stood into the light? Do leave a comment on Facebook, because I would like to discuss this topic at another date. It's not going to be this weekly. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, because next week, I'm looking forward to next week, we are having a BlizzCon post-show predictions. I will be discussing what I would like to see in BlizzCon this year, and I would also like to hear anyone who's played a Blizzard game, be it StarCraft 2, Diablo 3, World of Warcraft, or maybe you look forward to the next Blizzard game, Overwatch, which, do leave your predictions on Facebook, and I will see. I'm actually looking forward to what's going to happen at BlizzCon. I've got a live e-ticket, and I'm definitely going to share my opinions, because in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, there will be an Empress K BlizzCon Digest podcast. I will be discussing everything that has happened at BlizzCon this year, on the 6th of November, 2015. Mark your calendars, because I'm definitely going to share my opinions on what has happened on the podcast about BlizzCon. We've already seen some of the latest World of Warcraft expansion news, Legion, and we will be discussing, I will be discussing what I would like to see discussed on BlizzCon. It's definitely going to be something that you've got to watch out for. World of Warcraft is going to make a comeback in a big way, especially with Legion, and I will be discussing what I would like to see. So if you would like to discuss, like to leave a comment on Facebook or YouTube about what you'd like to see in the BlizzCon panel show, I will discuss about it next week. So, like I said, just follow me on Facebook or YouTube. Definitely YouTube. Unfortunately, we still don't have any questions for the Ask the Emperor. It's okay, just take your time. If you don't have a question that you'd like this week or next week, I'm always a patient man. Please do leave a question, and I will give you another reminder on how you can get involved with the two topics. For the Empress topic, just use the hashtag the Empress topic. If you'd like to ask me a question about games in general, or maybe the news about the Nanoblock and the Pokemon Build-A-Bear project, do leave the hashtag Ask the Emperor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that's all I have time for this week. It's been great talking to you, and I do look forward to hearing some positive comments from all of you. But until then, this is Emperor K signing out and saying happy gaming, everybody. Happy gaming.